Well, you've watched a few videos on YouTube about reading body languages and facial expressions, right? And now you're an expert. Well, let's explore it. Think about the last time you suddenly felt very happy or maybe a bit down and sad. Have you ever wondered why that happens? What exactly sparked the feeling? And could that same feeling happen to someone else under the same circumstances but with a very different backstory? Imagine that you wake up to the sound of the birds and the ocean in the background. Then a soft and warm light beam gently touches your face, and your heart swells with happiness. What if I told you that the same happiness that you feel in that moment is not a universally defined entity produced by the external stimulus, but instead by a unique creation of your own mind? Could it be that that joy that you experience, it's a product of your individual experiences, cultural influences, and the context in which you experience the event? Well, today we're going to discuss an intriguing way to understand the conventional wisdom that emotions are pre-wired and universal, unveiling a groundbreaking theory that emotions are not fixed, but rather constructed by our brains. Your emotions are influenced by your unique life experiences, cultural context, and the power of prediction. We will reconsider nature of feelings, offering a different perspective that gives you the chance to decode and navigate the complex landscape of your own emotional life. And that will lead you to a deeper understanding of yourself and those around you. Your brain is not a mere reactor to the world. It's a relentless predictor. It doesn't wait for the world to hit it with stimulus. It actually forecasts what's coming next. Imagine that you're about to bite into a sweet and milky chocolate. Your brain just doesn't register the taste after you take the first bite. It predicts the taste based on your past chocolate eating experiences, the sight of it, and even the scent or the smell. Your brain is like a sensory crystal ball that predicts your emotions in pretty much the same way. Think about a hug from a loved one. The warmth, the comfort, it feels nice, right? But the same sensory input can lead you to a different emotional outcome, and it depends on the context. Imagine that you receive a hug in a dark and stormy night when you are feeling vulnerable. Suddenly, the same touch may evoke feelings of fear or unease. And don't get me wrong, some people may like it. But the point is that your brain takes the raw material of sensory input and molds it into an emotional experience that is unique to you. The human brain has billions of neurons, which deal in predictions, not reactions. They are constantly trading information about your internal state, the external world, and your past experiences. They are haggling, negotiating, and crafting your emotional play. When these predictions align with incoming sensory data, there you have it. You are experiencing an emotion. And if not, your brain adjusts those predictions until they harmonize with reality. You may have heard of a guy named Charles Darwin. He formulated a theory that would become the cornerstone of the understanding of emotions, the theory of universal facial expressions. Darwin believed that emotions like happiness, sadness, anger, and fear are hardwired into our biology, and that these emotions are expressed in pretty much the same way across cultures. Some scientists, following this idea of universal emotions, studied remote villages and cities, capturing facial expressions in their quest to prove the universality of emotions. But what they found was slightly different. Imagine, for instance, the universal symbol of happiness, the smile. It's a classic expression, right? Yet, the scientists observed that the meaning of a smile can vary greatly from one culture to another. In some places, a smile may signify happiness, but in others, it may be a signal of discomfort, embarrassment, or nervousness. It's like discovering that a smile can speak multiple languages, each with its own nuanced meaning. Emotions, it turns out, are not stamped into our faces in some universal code. Instead, they are shaped by culture, context, and individual experiences. Now, let's discuss the following theory. Emotions aren't automatic and universal reactions. Instead, your brain actively creates them. It's like a builder, using the tools of words and experiences to construct emotions. Each emotion is like a word, and your culture and past experiences help decide how you put those words together. This concept leads to show that emotions are flexible and can change depending on the situation. There is a strong connection between emotions and language, and it can profoundly influence your emotional experiences. Think about speaking a language with an extensive lexicon of emotional terms that allows you to pinpoint your feelings with precision and accuracy. Now compare it with a language that offers fewer emotional words, leaving you with a limited option to portray your feelings. In some cultures, emotions may be openly expressed and labeled, leading to a heightened awareness of feelings. In other cultures, emotions may be downplayed or even masked, leaving them as less defined and acknowledged. Also, the words you use when speaking to yourself can significantly impact your emotional state. Your brain may amplify that feeling, but if you reframe it as I'm facing a challenge, you may experience a shift on your emotional response. What this means is the more granular your emotional language is, the more emotionally wise you become. And hence, you will be able to distinguish between small variations in feelings. This heightened emotional awareness can lead to improved emotional regulation and interpersonal understanding. In light of the recent research and the insights provided by experts like Lisa Feldman Barrett, it's essential to reconsider the traditional view that emotions can be accurately determined solely by facial expressions and body language. Emotions are deeply influenced by individual differences, cultural backgrounds, and diverse contexts. The idea that a specific facial expression universally signifies a particular emotion oversimplifies the complexity of emotional experiences. Understanding emotions requires a more nuanced approach that appreciates the variability and subjectivity of each person's feelings. And by acknowledging the diverse ways in which emotions can be expressed and experienced, we embrace a rich understanding of human psychology and foster a more empathetic and inclusive society. There you have it. If you consider yourself as an expert in body language, think about it twice. Thank you for watching. See you later.